Hello. The sex that I crave. While I'm at my mother's house and feeling her presence and feeling the karma of my ancestors, what's coming up for me is that I grew up with shame and guilt around sex. I grew up in a world where I was not allowed to shave my legs. Okay, I'm gonna just rotate this. I grew up in a world where when a man and a woman made love, it meant to only have children. The sex that I lived into this world is I lived into this world where I learned sex through rape. The sex that I learned is the first person that I lost my virginity to was a guy on MySpace. And he looked great on MySpace. And yet I thought when you have sex, that means that you fall in love. And the world that I grew up in is sex means happily ever after. The sex that I was brought into this world is that I will be rescued by a man. And the sex that I grew up into was that I was a secret. I was just a pretty girl. I was into this world where in my Latin culture, it was very violent. My dad was a womanizer. He had multiple lovers. The sex that I crave. The sex that I crave is where a man meets me at my soul. While on the 3D level, I am physical with a man and he may be on top or there may be different positions, that I am meeting him on his soul on a 5D planetary cosmic level where I am holding him, and it's a dance of masculine and feminine. It feels cooling. The kiss is cosmic. And for me, when I think of cosmic, I think of stars aligning. And what is present for me, for the sex that I crave, is I've had lovers where it changed me, it transformed me. My heart was broken and my heart was wide open. I was living in a reality where when I had sex with men, I was not present. I was a dominatrix. I told men to bark like a dog. I flogged men, and I got paid. And I used to be an escort. Did I just say that? Yes, I did. And that was my shame. And I thought, since I'm only going to be a pretty girl, and I'm only going to be a body, that I had no integrity. Had no integrity. The sex that I had no integrity. I was living a double life. I was living in a world where when I saw women, they took advantage of men. Men were seen as ATM. I saw celebrities, I saw couples, and I saw how dark it was. I entered dark places. I entered dark places where it was full of alcohol, full of drugs, the whole sex, drugs, and Hollywood. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Experienced that. When I entered the dominatrix place, and I was about to put on a costume, and as you see, I have kind of a dark costume. And that dark costume represented that I was going to be a different person, that I was going to see people at their infancy, that I was going to see where people are in their darkness. And when I saw how dark their thoughts were, it taught me a lesson. It taught me that that is not the sex I deserve. That is not the sex I want to see for our world. The sex I want to see for the world is beautiful, is magical. There is vulnerability in that. There is passion. Coming from a Latin background where my mother was constantly afraid of love, leaving the baggage, leaving the past. I grew up where if my mom is scared, we run away and we put everything in the car and leave. And if we're afraid, we leave or we just play the victim. And for me, I played the victim. I played it very well. And so I'm coming here with a different intention for you. The sex that I crave, the tantric, beautiful essence of it, it's more than eye gazing. It's more than yab yum. It's more than breathing. It's more than oohs and ahs. It's more than sound. It's more than naked bodies together. It's more than putting Sade in the background. It's more than sitting in a specific position and watching YouTube videos and thinking that's how it's done. It's more than looking at pickup artists or YouTube videos of what to say, practicing a script, practicing what maybe Brene Brown, Tony Robbins, Esther Perel, all of these influencers that you see, all of these people that you've seen, all of these books that you read, all of these manuals that you're handed, and you're thinking that this is sex. And then there's you porn, and then there's other things. And the world, in terms of sexuality, is light. It's love. It's pure. It's grateful. It's playful. It's cosmic. And the sex that I've learned from lovers is when they're on me, they see me for my wounds. They see me for not just a woman or a pretty body. They see me for my intellect. The foreplay is talking about science, talking about the world we want to create. The foreplay is the medicine of elixir. The elixir is, let's talk about our childhood. Let's talk about what's actually really happening. Let's talk about what our fears are. Let's talk about what we actually want to create in the world. I hear a lot of stories about, I have a sexless marriage. I don't know how to have sex. I don't know how to have pleasure. Well, the thing is, I used to be that girl where when I was lying on the bed, I went somewhere else. I had mindless sex. I faked it several times, many times, because I thought that's what they wanted. That's what I was rehearsing. That's what we're all rehearsing. But you can tell when a person is faking it. And the sex that I crave is magic. The sex that I crave is one where I am met at my mind. I am met at my soul. I am met where my heart is. I don't have to think about what to say, what to do, what position, how to show up. I am able to laugh. I am able to smile. I am able to have the type of sex where I'm able to cry, where if I'm angry, they hold space for me. They hold me in my anger. They let me dominate them. They let me switch roles. They let me say, I'm a good girl. I let them say, you're my girl, you're my lover, you're here with me right now, I love you. The sex that I crave feels like Rumi, feels like poetry, feels like a never-ending story. Time stops. When you kiss that person, you feel the pauses, the silences, everything in between. You feel ecstasy, you feel goosebumps. When you see this person, that mirror, that reflecting back at you, you only see your vision, your purpose, your worth, that you matter. And that you feel that you're not, who you're seeing is, whether man or female, you see them for all of their worth. You see them for their mistakes, and you let go to that baggage. That is the sex that I crave. And so, thank you to all of my viewers. And so I wanted to give some shout outs to some people. Michael, Mike, Daniel, Cole, my mama, and Beto, and Missy, and so many other people watching. And so if this resonates, please share it. And I wanted to give a special shout out to my coach, Amber Valdez. And I wanted to say that the journey is never over, that we can continue thinking about the sex that we crave. That craving is when you're about to eat something. It feels like mama food. It feeds you from the inside out. It's not something that you can perfect. It's not something that you can take a class on. Passion is not something that you make up. It's not something that anyone can teach you. The sex that you can crave is one where you're able to speak your truth. Is where you could say, I want to dress like a woman. It's where you go there and you're accepted and they see you for who you are. They see you for, even if you have a dark and a light, even if you have a shadowy past, they kiss those wounds. And they don't shame you. They don't judge you. They believe in you. And so when you let that go, when you let the past go, then you're able to have unforgettable sex. And so thank you everyone for watching. I hope this finds you so happy and so sexy.